Welcome to Final Curtain. I'm Donald. Today, we gather to remember iconic figures whose journeys have reached their final chapter. Their talent, dedication, and influence shaped generations and touched millions worldwide. Join us as we honor their remarkable contributions across film, music, and culture, celebrating lives that will forever be remembered and continue inspiring future generations. Peter Jason was born on July 22, 1944. From early on, he developed a path toward acting that would eventually lead to a long and steady career in both film and television. His work was shaped by a practical, grounded approach to performance that suited a wide range of roles. Career Jason became a highly recognizable character actor, appearing in numerous films and television series over several decades. Audiences may remember him from projects such as 48 Hours, They Live, and the acclaimed series Deadwood. He often portrayed lawmen, authority figures, and tough, working-class characters, bringing a sense of realism and presence to each role. He also collaborated frequently with directors like John Carpenter and Walter Hill, building a reputation as a dependable performer who could be trusted to strengthen any scene he was part of. His extensive filmography reflected both versatility and consistency, with performances that supported and enriched the stories around him. Legacy. Peter Jason is remembered as a true working actor, someone who valued craft over fame. His steady professionalism and ability to bring authenticity to supporting roles made him a respected figure in the industry. He passed away at the age of 80, leaving behind a body of work defined by reliability, depth, and quiet contribution to storytelling across film and television. Pamela Bach, born on October 16, 1963, was an American actress who built her career during a vibrant era of television. She developed a strong screen presence and natural charisma that helped her stand out in popular TV dramas of the 1980s and 1990s. As television evolved rapidly during that time, she steadily appeared in various productions and became a recognizable face to audiences. Television work. She was best known for her role as Kay Morgan on Baywatch, where she brought warmth and strength to the series. Her appearances on Sirens and other guest roles showcased her range as an actress. One early role on Knight Rider became personally significant as she met actor David Hasselhoff during filming, leading to their marriage in 1989, and continued work in television throughout that period. Personal life beyond her career. Pamela Bach was known for her devotion to her family. She and David Hasselhoff were married from 1989 to 2006 and had 2 daughters together. She often balanced her professional commitments with her role as a mother, maintaining a grounded presence despite being part of a high-profile entertainment world. Legacy. Pamela Bach passed away at the age of 61, leaving behind a body of work tied to television history. She is remembered for her consistent performances and authenticity, as well as the lasting impression she left on fans and colleagues who followed her career. Born on May 11, 1970, Nikki Cat grew up with a mixed American and Mexican heritage that helped shape his distinct screen identity. This cultural blend contributed to the grounded, often intense energy he brought to his performances, allowing him to portray characters that felt real, layered, and emotionally unpredictable. Breakthrough roles. He first gained wider recognition with his role in Dazed and Confused, where he played Clint Bruno. The performance captured the restless, rebellious spirit of youth and helped introduce him as a compelling new presence in film. As his career developed, he transitioned into more mature and complex roles, especially on television, where his work in Boston Public as Harry Sennett showed a deeper emotional range. Film and television work Cat became known for playing morally complex or antagonistic characters in films such as The Limey and Sin City. These roles highlighted his ability to bring nuance to darker personalities, often relying on subtle expression and natural intensity rather than heavy dialogue. His performances consistently added depth to the stories he was part of. Legacy Nikki Cat passed away at the age of 54. He is remembered for his dedication to character-driven acting and his ability to elevate every role he took on. His work continues to stand as an example of understated but powerful screen presence. D'Angelo, born February 11, 1974, emerged as one of the most recognizable voices in modern R&B and soul, bringing a sound that felt deeply rooted in earlier traditions while still pushing into something new. From the beginning, his approach stood out for its focus on mood, texture, and emotional honesty, rather than chasing trends or commercial formulas. Early breakthrough and defining albums. His debut album, Brown Sugar, introduced a warm, organic style that felt refreshing in the mid-1990s, blending classic soul influences with a modern groove. He later expanded that vision with Voodoo, an album often associated with the rise of neo-soul. Its loose, intimate feel and layered production gave listeners a more immersive experience, while tracks like Untitled, How Does It Feel? Highlighted his expressive vocals and willingness to keep things emotionally direct and stripped down. A careful and introspective approach. One of the defining aspects of D'Angelo's career has been his patience with his work. Rather than releasing music frequently, he has often stepped away from the spotlight for long periods, returning only when he felt creatively ready. This approach led to Black Messiah, a project that reflected both personal reflection and awareness of broader social themes, showing how his music evolves alongside his perspective rather than outside pressure. Lasting influence and musical identity. Across his career, D'Angelo has maintained a style that feels intentionally unhurried, textured, and emotionally grounded. His influence can be heard across contemporary R&B, hip-hop, and alternative music, particularly in artists who prioritize live instrumentation and emotional depth. Rather than fitting neatly into one era, his work continues to feel current, shaped by care, restraint, and a clear artistic identity that values substance over speed. Mel Schilling, a respected relationship expert and television personality, passed away at the age of 53 following complications from cancer. She became widely known for her professional insight into relationships and her ability to communicate with clarity and empathy, helping many people reflect on love and personal growth. Work in television. She was best recognized for her role on the reality series Married at First Sight, where she supported participants as they navigated the emotional challenges of marrying a stranger. Her guidance focused on understanding, communication, and emotional awareness, often helping people work through difficult and vulnerable situations in a constructive way. Personal impact. Beyond her television presence, she was remembered for her warmth and calm approach. Colleagues and participants often described her as someone who listened carefully and responded with genuine care. Her ability to make people feel acknowledged and supported became one of her most valued qualities. Legacy Mel Schilling leaves behind a legacy rooted in empathy and human connection. Her work helped normalize open conversations about relationships and emotional well-being on television. She is remembered not only for her professional expertise, but also for the kindness and reassurance she brought to those she worked with. In November 2012, after 3 decades of marriage and a life built through work, family, and shared history, a quiet separation marked a turning point in Danny DeVito's private world. There were no public statements or dramatic headlines, only a private shift that unfolded away from attention and slowly became known outside their circle. For a man whose career had been defined by energy, humor, and unmistakable screen presence, the stillness in his personal life carried a deeper weight. Yet this moment was not the beginning of struggle, but the point where long, unseen emotional pressures became visible. Behind the laughter audiences knew so well was a life shaped by persistence, resilience, and constant reinvention. What looked like sudden change was actually part of a much longer story, already unfolding beneath the surface of fame and achievement. Nothing about it was truly sudden. Neptune Township roots. Danny DeVito was born in 1944 in Neptune Township, New Jersey, into a working-class Italian-American family shaped by hard work, modest means, and strong family ties. His father ran small local businesses, while his mother managed the household with steady determination and warmth. Life in their home was not defined by comfort or privilege, but by routine, responsibility, and the expectation that effort mattered more than circumstance. From an early age, Danny absorbed the rhythm of ordinary life, where success was not promised, but earned through persistence. The environment around him taught resilience long before he understood the word. In a community where people measured worth through endurance rather than status, he developed a grounded sense of identity. These early surroundings became the foundation for his later outlook on work, relationships, and the value of showing up regardless of outcome. Learning to stand out. In school, Danny DeVito quickly realized he was different in ways that others noticed immediately. His small stature made him stand out, often inviting attention that was not always kind. Classmates and peers sometimes saw him as an easy target, and early experiences of teasing shaped how he learned to respond to the world. Rather than withdrawing, he developed a sharper sense of humor and a louder presence, using personality as a way to claim space. Teachers saw a student who was energetic but restless, someone who did not fit neatly into academic expectations. Yet beneath that surface, he was developing a deep curiosity about people, their behavior, their expressions, and the way they interacted in everyday life. That curiosity, more than anything, became the early seed of his interest in performance and storytelling. It would quietly define his entire future. A door to new possibility, Danny DeVito's path shifted when he accompanied his sister to explore opportunities in New York City, where he first encountered the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. What began as casual curiosity turned into genuine fascination as he observed students rehearsing scenes and exploring emotional expression in ways he had never seen before. The environment felt different from anything he had experienced, less about judgment and more about exploration. For the first time, he saw a place where personality and individuality were not limitations but tools. He decided to apply, and his acceptance marked a turning point in his life. Inside the academy, he was surrounded by ambitious young actors, many of whom fit traditional expectations of appearance and presence. Yet he discovered that performance was not only about looks, but about truth, emotion, and connection with an audience. That realization changed everything. Breakthrough in television. After years of stage work and small roles in New York, Danny DeVito gradually built a reputation for himself in the theater community. His persistence eventually led him to opportunities in film, including involvement in early versions of major productions that placed him alongside emerging talents of the era. However, it was television that ultimately brought him widespread recognition. When he joined the cast of a major ensemble comedy series, he stepped into a role that would redefine his career. His character was sharp, morally complex, and unforgettable, allowing him to showcase both humor and intensity. Audiences responded strongly to his performance, and critics quickly took notice of his unique presence on screen. This period marked his transition from struggling actor to widely recognized performer, establishing him as a distinctive voice in American entertainment. It quietly changed his entire trajectory. Rise in film and stardom. During the 1980s, Danny DeVito expanded his career beyond television and established himself as a strong presence in Hollywood films. He appeared in a range of successful projects that highlighted his versatility, moving comfortably between comedy and drama. His performances often brought a unique energy that set him apart from conventional leading men, allowing him to redefine what screen presence could look like. Collaborations with respected actors and directors further strengthened his reputation as he continued to take on roles that balanced humor with emotional depth. By the end of the decade, he was no longer viewed solely as a supporting actor, but as a significant figure in the film industry. His growing influence reflected not only his talent, but also his determination to create space in an industry that had once underestimated him. This shift reshaped his entire career, building a creative empire. In the early 1990s, Danny DeVito moved into producing, a decision that expanded his influence far beyond acting. Alongside creative partners, he co-founded a production company that would go on to support some of the most influential films of the decade. His approach to producing was guided by instinct and experience, often focusing on stories that were bold, unconventional, and artist-driven. This shift allowed him to shape projects from behind the scenes, giving voice to filmmakers with distinct perspectives. The company became associated with culturally significant films that resonated with both audiences and critics. Through this work, he demonstrated an understanding of storytelling that extended beyond performance, emphasizing originality and risk-taking in an industry often driven by formulas. His role as a producer solidified his reputation as a creative force with lasting impact. He helped reshape modern independent cinema industry. Matilda and directing vision. Danny DeVito's work as a director reached a defining moment with a family film that became widely loved across generations. In this project, he took on multiple roles as actor, producer, and director, shaping every aspect of the storytelling process. The film centered on themes of childhood resilience, imagination, and overcoming unfair treatment, reflecting ideas that resonated deeply with audiences of all ages. His performance as a controlling and exaggerated parental figure added both humor and emotional tension, while his direction maintained a balance between warmth and fantasy. The project became a lasting cultural touchstone, often revisited by viewers who grew up with it. Beyond its success, it also highlighted his ability to connect personal understanding with universal storytelling. Through this work, he demonstrated that his creative vision extended well beyond acting into shaping meaningful cinematic experiences. It remains one of his most beloved works. Love, family, and complexity. Danny DeVito's personal life has long been closely tied to his career, particularly through his decades-long relationship with Rhea Perlman. They met in the early stages of his theater career before fame had arrived, and built a life together grounded in shared experiences rather than celebrity. Their marriage brought stability and 3 children, and for many years they balanced family life with demanding professional schedules. Over time, however, the pressures of constant work and public life introduced challenges that many long-term relationships face. In 2012, the couple separated quietly, a moment that reflected the complexity of a bond shaped by both deep love and changing circumstances. Even after separation, their connection remained significant, especially through their family. Their relationship has continued in a way that defies simple labels, marked by respect, history, and enduring emotional ties that extend beyond traditional definitions of partnership. Later career and reinvention. In his later career, Danny DeVito embraced roles that reflected both his experience and his willingness to experiment with new forms of storytelling. Rather than stepping away from the industry, he continued to evolve, taking part in projects that allowed him to explore unconventional humor and character-driven narratives. A major turning point came when he joined a long-running television comedy series that introduced him to a new generation of viewers. His performance in this series demonstrated a fearless approach to comedy, often pushing boundaries while maintaining precise timing and control. At the same time, he continued selective work in film and voice acting, choosing projects based on interest rather than obligation. This period of his career showed that longevity in entertainment comes not from repetition, but from adaptability and a willingness to take creative risks even after decades in the industry. A life built on persistence. Danny DeVito's legacy is defined not only by the roles he played or the films he produced, but by the persistence that carried him through decades of change in an industry known for its unpredictability. From early struggles to international recognition, his journey reflects a rare combination of talent, determination, and adaptability. He transformed challenges into creative fuel, building a career that crossed boundaries between acting, directing, and producing. More importantly, his work has left a lasting impact on audiences across generations, many of whom discovered his films and performances at different stages of their lives. Beyond professional achievements, his story is also one of resilience in personal life, shaped by family, relationships, and the evolving nature of success. At its core, his life demonstrates that endurance and authenticity can create a legacy that continues to resonate long after individual moments pass.